Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why there's no such coaching program like my coaching program, because I've designed it myself during the last almost 9 years that I've been a coach, and because nobody spends as much time with and on their clients like I do. 2 to 3 times per week is the frequency with which I rendezvous with all of my clients. The two packages are the standard package, like I said, 2 to 3 times per week, Zoom sessions or phone calls or a combination of both. And the deluxe one is 3 mandatory sessions. And in between, you have access to me via email, text messages, and if need be, audios as well. But the audios have to be 5 minutes max. And this is for somebody who really requires a lot of hand-holding, a lot of attention. I do require that you give me a chance to respond to your emails, and that you come prepared to work in my coaching, that you don't rebuttal my methods. If you could have done this on your own, you would have done this already. And please understand that I'm not a therapist, I'm a coach. I'm allowed my opinions. Otherwise, this is just not going to work. My suggestions need to be taken to heart. I'm very direct, very straightforward, and I do use curse words in my coaching, which is pretty much comes pre-advertised in my videos, like fuck, and that's it, I think, and motherfucker. When I'm addressing your SP that doesn't behave, and specifically. You're welcome to curse in my coaching as well. However, please watch my videos, more than one, again, to get familiar with my personality, with my very direct delivery. I do not sugarcoat things for a very good reason, because I do not want you to stay in my coaching forever. Okay, 2 to 3 months on average is enough for the person to start seeing shifts in my coaching and to really grasp the coaching program. I'm very thorough in my coaching, go through your childhood, adolescence, all the way up until today. Reason I do it so thoroughly, because I want to understand who's in my coaching, your belief systems, all the trauma panorama that you went through, in order for me to be able to help you correct your beliefs. So then we proceed with relinquishing certain emotions that keep you stuck. And then and only then I will teach you how to manifest, and manifest fast. Again, you have to come prepared to work and pay attention to everything I'm saying. Everything is recorded in my coaching. This is for me to take notes and for you to rewatch it later. I'm a true believer in taking my time with the tapes that I have of my clients, because the first time around I may not catch everything. I like to re-listen to it. Sometimes I re-listen to it even twice, and that really helps me, especially if you're coming into my coaching, you're brand new, to really assess everything and really get familiar with what I can help you with, and to understand the problems that you're having. In order to be in my coaching, you need to book ahead. Okay, I'm getting booked up every single day, so the best idea is to book ahead. It's constant rotation. People are leaving, people are signing up, and so in order to be helped as soon as possible, you need to pre-book. Okay, I do not require that you book all 3 months at once. Just 1 month is sufficient to start the coaching. Or if you'd like to book an hour first, I can apply it to the monthly. Now, parenthesis here, or not really parenthesis here, I want to remind everybody that I do not offer any more deeply educational content on my channel. I do answer questions out of my mailbox, of which are plenty questions. However, in order to be on the subscription list of my monthly audios, that contain information that was going to go into my book and will eventually, but essentially audios that are deeply educational, audios I've never recorded for my channel and never will, that go in depth discussing magic spells, manipulating energy, obviously specific person, okay, holographic universe principles, and all kinds of discussions about dreams, etc. You need to sign up. And the price right now is $450. It'll definitely go up because it's like entry-level coaching. And even if you're in coaching with me, you should sign up for that anyway. And even if you were in coaching with me. And the other thing I was going to mention, that on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, New York time, we will have a live in which you will have the opportunity to ask a question that you might have. Okay, so mark your calendars. Hit the bell notification, etc., so that you can be notified when I come on. All right. So the question of today is how to get anything fast. So I hear this a lot in my coaching. I've gotten, I don't know, 3 zillion emails about this. How do I get everything fast? So here's the deal, right? I don't sugarcoat shit. I'm a very kind of like straightforward person in my personal life, in coaching, etc. And parenthesis here really quick. I do not put up a persona on my channel. I so fucking do not. Okay, what you see is what you get. I'm a very straightforward, honest person. I do not put up a front. I do not have 2 personalities, okay, like some coaches do. One for YouTube and another one at home. No. I talk like this to everybody, okay? This is how I talk. This is who I am. This is how I conduct my life, okay, for those that I care about. And so I think it's important, okay, to say this because I don't have this feeling about other people on YouTube, and it's in particular with, like, as we've learned with the copycat and other people also, on YouTube. I just don't see that they're practicing what they preach. There are a lot of people that I've gotten to know, in my life, as I was coaching people that have no business coaching people whatsoever. But I literally laid it down on my channel, everything for you to know about me, because I want you to know that you're in safe hands, that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, so in order to answer the question how to get anything and everything fast, I need to be honest with you. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you like coaches out there and say to you, oh, here's a magic trick. Like, these videos that you see, and it's like how to manifest your SP in 30 seconds. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Okay, or how to manifest your SP overnight, or how to manifest your SP in 4 hours. Now, the big fucking portion of information that they're completely not informing you with, if they're even aware of that themselves, is that the magic potion number 1 is you. And if you're not, emotionally and energetically succinct with your manifestation, it ain't going to happen. And this is why so many people are so frustrated and going through coaches like, I don't know, like underwear. And, and those coaches is trying to sell them this technique, that technique, completely, okay, missing out on a huge opportunity to help somebody. And I guess they don't really care to, okay, and don't really know what the fuck they're doing. And I'm telling you here and now, in order to manifest something fast, it's totally possible. Of course, it's fucking possible. Okay, but I feel like those coaches, they heard an idea like that it's definitely possible, but they just cannot explain how. Okay, and I'm here to tell you, ready, drum roll. Okay, the only way that you are going to be able to manifest fast is when you get rid of the shit that's blocking you from understanding who you really are. So right now, you're not in that position. You may not be in that position if you're not manifesting instantaneously. there's some kind of energetic block. I hate that fucking word, but that's the only one I got right now. Energetically, you're not on the same frequency. How's that? Is that better? You're not on the same frequency as your desire. Why? Because there's resentment, there's anger piled up, there's some kind of unforgiveness, there is this resistance towards deserving what you want. There's all kinds of situations, in each person individually, all sorts of situations that you can explore to uncover what it really is. And here's the funny thing, right? I did say I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me, but sometimes in some cases, right? And that's totally okay. People have stayed with me as long as 6 months, a year. Okay, so however long it takes you, I just want you to pay attention to what you're doing in my coaching. I just want you to really be honest. And I find that sometimes, look, it depends on many factors. Because I think, number one, not for nothing, but some coaches have a really bad rep, okay? And, in my case, I am the real deal. Okay, I don't have two personalities or some kind of ulterior motives and this and that to help people. Okay, do I charge for my coaching? Obviously, because I don't work for free. So, and I respect myself. But the thing is, I think there's resistance towards being honest completely. And I find it over and over again that maybe somebody doesn't do it on purpose, but eventually I stumble into the truth with this person, and they open up to me like they haven't before. And again, I'm not saying that they do it on purpose, but I feel like you have to give yourself the chance to be open completely if you are to be helped. That's my point. So again, if you want to watch many videos of me and understand my personality, my teaching, that I really mean it, that I'm really kind of here to help, that I'm not a therapist, but I'm a coach, really important distinction, because I think listen, coaching is not for everybody. If you really need to be in therapy, go for it. Okay. I really, it didn't, I tried it many, many years ago. It didn't help me because I needed somebody literally to take me by the hand and tell me what the fuck to do to get out of the situation. And that's what I'm here doing for a lot of people. But if you really need, if you're really having issues, please go to therapy by all means. Okay, I don't want to, to think that I'm kind of trying to tell you not to do that. But the idea is that these emotions are not letting you, day in and day out, if you're contradicting yourself every single day by saying you want a better life, and yet you cannot feel like you deserve it. You're frustrated. You live in anger and resentment, this and that. And yet you're trying so hard to cover it up with something that is positive affirmations and persist and all this bullshit. I am not a proponent of forcing yourself into something. If something is bothering you, you need to address it. Okay, and the rule of thumb is this: if you cannot manifest instantly, something is there that is not letting you do it. That's it. Because most people come into my coaching and say, well, I'm seeing other manifestations, that are manifesting almost instantaneously, but not the big stuff, not the stuff that I really want. Okay, well, there you go. So the big stuff, by the way, calling it the big stuff is just life. SP is part of life. Money is part of life. These are actually kind of everyday necessities, I would say. So not really big. Okay, nothing really is big if you think about it. But it's big to you because you have some kind of a resistance towards it, that you say to yourself that this is harder than, manifesting something small. Okay, manifesting finding a feather or whatever the fuck. Butterflies and rainbows, this and that. So the thing is, you really need to take this seriously and explore what it is that's bothering you underneath it all. And like I said, many times I've stumbled into truth on months 3 or 4, okay, in my coaching, simply because the person, this is the thing, the people program themselves so forcefully to not want to go there, that it kind of it gets pushed down so deep down inside that it takes time to access it. I think they desperately want to cover up that everything is fine. Why not just come as you are, come open, come humble, and come being receptive to what I have to say. And then you'll accomplish a lot more in my coaching than you even dream of right now, quite frankly. Whenever like I see a person who's completely open towards me, and usually it has to do like with a situation when there's like literally they're open and honest when it's kind of like they're out of like options, I'm their last hope, so to speak, kind of deal. Well, why not start with that, in the beginning? Because you don't have to be like desperate, you don't have to be any of these things, but you have to kind of like allow the coach do their job. And so if I resonate with you, great. But the thing is, you really need to dig deep to the reasons that really bother you and work on them. And once you have processed these situations, of course you can manifest fast. That's what's supposed to happen. I want you to understand you have this gift already, right? So, but because you've lived some life and there's a lot of stuff that gets pushed down, okay? This is just kind of like the survival mechanism that everybody has, okay? I do not live my life like this today. I used to be like this, okay, up until my late 20s. And I realized, on my own journey, as they call it, all right, that I started like 28, when I was 28, 29, that is completely not helpful and very kind of like backwards. You're better off processing everything as you go, and not have so much piled up to do. Okay, and getting to the truth, like, 6 months later, because quite frankly, I do not want to keep you in coaching forever. So whoever stays in coaching like for years and years, you might as well go to therapy. Okay, I've said this before, because it's the same thing, because that coach isn't helping you. If you're not making progress like a year later, okay, two things. It's either you're not listening to what the fuck your coach is saying to you, or that's not a good coach. That's it. Period. The end. Either you're not doing your job in coaching, or the coach isn't doing their job. Period. The end. Okay. And listen, there have been times when, some people came into my coaching and didn't listen to anything I had to say, but nothing. Or listened to some, or didn't listen to the important stuff. And, how can I make somebody like listen? I can't. They're adults. So but if you don't take, if you don't try at least to go the route, and you don't kind of like give yourself the chance to explore new possibilities, right? Obviously, like I said in the beginning, your way hasn't worked, so might as well try some other thing, right? And being open to suggestions, quite frankly, is the way you grow and, enrich your life. So being stuck in your ways, quite frankly, is another one that people suffer from. It's like, well, I don't know what to say to you. If your way worked once again, then it would have worked by now, wouldn't it? So waiting, another one is, people waiting for something to change on the outside is another fucking bullshit story. There's no waiting. The whole universe is waiting on you. What the fuck are you waiting for? Okay, so if there is a prolonged period of time, okay, two things are happening, either of two things or maybe both of them, that you're not being honest about yourself about, or with your coach for that matter, what it is that you really need to work on. And if you're in coaching, maybe your coach doesn't even understand how to help you, or you simply are not asking for this thing in the right manner. And so asking is not like asking like with your speech. You ask with commanding the universe. You're not fucking asking, you're not negotiating, you're just like commanding the universe. There's a difference. I'm not fucking negotiating. I'm not asking like, oh, could you please? No, fuck that shit. I'm commanding. I'm like, you're gonna do this or else. No, not nowhere else. You're going to do this, period, the end of discussion. Okay? Be completely categorical with your desires. But if you have resistance of, I'm not that powerful. Yes, you are, parenthesis here, everybody is. I'm not worthy. It's been so long. All these kinds of excuses that people give themselves. You know what? Okay, how much time have you wasted on that kind of like thinking? It's not supposed to take a long time. Again, if your coach knows what they're doing, if you are listening to what your coach is saying, you should be making, I mean, in my coaching, if the person's paying attention, the shift comes like within 2 months, 2 to 3 months. And, sometimes they spend 4, 5, 6 months with me and come back for touch-ups. Like I have phone calls, you can book a session, this and that. Or they can come back in for like a month or two, and always, but here's the deal. I can promise you that if you pay attention to what I'm saying, you will at least start revolutionizing your life from the point where you are now. So if you come back to me a year later or 2 years later or whatever it is, and you need a refresher course or you need guidance from where you are today, that has happened also. And that's okay. But coming out of the situation that you are in right now, that's what you really need to focus. In the future, maybe you need some other kind of guidance. You're always working, you're always elevating. So here's the deal. Manifestation instantaneously is the proper order of business. Okay? Any other thing is really, yeah, sure, some things, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, court cases, this and that. Obviously, babies take time to be born and this and that kind of deal. But situations like that are not supposed to take so long, right? Somebody reaching out to you or, they're coming to apologize and this and that. It's not supposed to take so long. You're not saving the world, okay? It's just a fucking person. It's just a sum of money. It's supposed to come so fucking easily to you and so flawlessly and so fast that like, wow, yeah, I expect this. I expected it and here the fuck it is. That's it. So it's not rocket science. And the most important thing that you'll ever do for yourself, though, is realize that it isn't really about any manifestation. Okay, your focus really should be on what kind of person you are becoming. And this is like the centerpiece of my coaching. This is everything that everything that I learned in my own journey, in my own self-rediscovery or whatever you want to call it, I'm telling you right now, you ain't going nowhere without investing in yourself. You just aren't. Okay, and we're going to talk about this in specifics on Saturday about how, get your shit together and your SP will return. Okay, so get your questions ready. And again, I'm very straightforward and direct, but the reason this is so helpful in coaching, I have the perfect personality, I think, and most of my, like 99.99% of my clients find it so. Once in a while, I get somebody who doesn't think so, but that happens, probably happened like 2 or 3 times, okay, that the person, well, quite frankly, needed therapy, okay? If you're in coaching, you need to really take direction and understand that I mean well by you, okay? I'm not trying to be harsh. Trust me, I'm on your side like a zillion %. Anyway, but the point is that you need to really address things that need to be addressed, okay? If you don't have your shit together, your SP isn't coming back. Don't wait for it. Okay, while you're upset about them not being here and this and that, you're missing the point of this lesson. And I've talked about this on my channel already. You're missing the point of this creation. Everything is a lesson. From everything you grow. So you need to extract the lesson and the knowledge from this experience also. This is not a punishment. This is not, you know what I mean? Like you've done nothing wrong. You just need to, this is an opportunity to elevate yourself to a higher ground, and you need to treat it as such. And so I'm going to give you all the, quite frankly, this live is not to be missed, okay? Because this is something that I think everybody should understand. Everybody's chasing information all over the internet, how to bring back your SP. I'm going to give you exactly, okay? The one and only probably live you'll need to watch to understand. And whether that's coaching or therapy or whatever, you need to work on yourself. Your SP is the aftermath. Everything is the aftermath of the change that will occur in you. But it doesn't happen with affirmations. I will never get tired of talking about it because it's just not the way it works. The stuff that you're afraid to revisit, the stuff that you're uncomfortable talking about, it is uncomfortable for a reason. Right now, right here, if you ask me any questions about my nasty exes or whatever the fuck I went through, I'm so at peace with that shit. I can talk about it and I feel nothing. So you need to come to this place where it's like, I'm totally at peace and also really grateful for this, all of these experiences. If you can bring yourself to this point, you're home free. But if right now, like, I start talking about certain things in your, upbringing or, whatever happened in the past, and you get worked up, triggered, etc., there's work to be done. Because all of this shit has no business triggering you today. Okay, doesn't mean that you feel you're numb or whatever about it. No, big difference. You're at peace and you're grateful for the experiences, okay, of the past. So when you can have this blank canvas, basically, there's no triggers, there's no regrets, nothing, no resentment, no anger. You get to paint anew. And how exciting is that? Let me tell you something. It's very fucking exciting. And then you can really paint some fucking extraordinary magic. And you will see it for yourself, how you feel, how you start manifesting shit. I mean, in my coaching, something miraculous happens when somebody really listens and pays attention. I mean, money starts coming out of their ears, and promotions and new opportunities, and this peace come back, and this, that, and the other. It's just like that. So you need to clean up your act, is what it really comes down to. I'm so serious about it. Don't wait for anything to change. You need to change. Your frequency needs to change. Just as a standard kind of home base frequency needs to be completely different. An automatic pilot. But if you're it's just the law of the universe. If you're on a different frequency, forget about it. The frequency has to rise. Not just for 5 minutes, just continuously. 24/7 needs to be overall like 90% of a high altitude. If you descend for like whatever, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, who gives a shit, right? But ideally, you need to be constantly there for the majority of the time of the day. So get your questions ready for the live on Saturday. For those of you who are thinking about booking my coaching, I will raise the price in the coming month or so. So if anybody's thinking about booking my coaching, I would advise you to do so immediately. Don't forget I told you so. And we'll see each other on Saturday. Okay? Thank you very much for listening. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.